I was about to say, hello, neighbors, but I did not have my microphone. So, hello, neighbors, and welcome back to the neighborhood. I'm Squealer D, and I am back again. And this time it is Thursday, guys. I thought it was Friday all morning. I was so happy. I was like, it's the weekend. Yes, I could sleep in tomorrow. No, it's not the weekend, guys. It's Thursday. I thought all week that today was Friday. So, it's Thursday. We're back in the world of money, learning today about over-the-counter trading and security types, OTC, guys. And I've heard a lot of negative things. I don't really know a lot about OTC, but I've heard negative things like it's not trustworthy or you shouldn't buy OTC securities. So let's learn about these and see what they are all about, because learning about money is why we are here. So if you missed any of our previous videos, they are all located in a playlist called Stock Market Learning in my YouTube, guys. So just check out the playlist. Look for Stock Market Learning, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. They will all be there. Today is day 41, so there will be 40 previous videos there for your viewing pleasure. So let us get started on this. Today we are going to go over this, which is an article on Investopedia by Chris Murphy. He's an editor and financial writer with more than 15 years of experience covering banking and financial markets. It was reviewed by Gordon Scott and fact-checked by Yarlette. Holla, Yarlette. And then it's so refreshing seeing women. We don't see a lot of women writers in the money, on Investopedia. I'm not going to say in the money department because we read mostly Investopedia, but most of the articles we do read are by men. Holla, Yarlette, the fact checker for Investopedia. But so we're going to do that. We're going to go over this, and then we're going to check out Yahoo Finance and see what's new. And then we'll look at Investopedia Stock Simulator. And I've already pulled it up so that we can look at some paper trades before we go. So let us get started. Over-the-counter OTC trading and security types. And yesterday I was watching a video, and this man who made like $6 million in 6 months, that's right, he made a lot of his money, he said, over-the-counter. So I said to myself, Squealer D, what is over-the-counter? How do I buy over-the-counter? How do I do what he did? And, it led to a lot of questions and more questions. So let us answer those questions. What is OTC? Over-the-counter is the process of trading securities via a broker-dealer network as opposed to on a centralized exchange like the New York Stock Exchange. So it's decentralized, not on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay. OTC is the process of trading securities via broker-dealer network as opposed to on a centralized exchange like the New York Stock Exchange. Over-the-counter trading can involve stocks, bonds, and derivatives, which are financial contracts that derive their value from an underlying asset, such as a commodity. When companies do not meet the requirements to list on a standard market exchange, such as the New York Stock Exchange, their securities can be traded OTC, but may still be subject to some regulation by the Securities and Exchange Commission. The key takeaways of this article are OTC securities are traded without being listed on an exchange. Securities that are traded over-the-counter may be facilitated by a dealer or broker specialized in over-the-counter markets. Over-the-counter trading helps promote equity and financial instruments that would otherwise be unavailable to investors. Companies with OTC shares may raise capital through the sale of stock. So you can watch this little quick 1 minute and 45-second video right here on Investopedia.com, but we're going to skip over and keep reading. Know that they always have a little video you can enjoy. For today's coffee pleasure, we got the Sherry's cup again because it's such a nice little shape of a cup. It's not as big as the D cup. I like a little cup because this is espresso turned cappuccino drizzled with caramel, guys. So I guess it's a caramel cappuccino. Like that. It's so good. I made the shot all by myself on my espresso machine. Shout out DeLonghi. Can't beat homemade, fresh espresso straight at your casa. So, stocks that trade via OTC are commonly smaller companies that cannot meet the exchange listing requirements of formal exchanges. Many other types of securities also trade OTC. So I don't know what the listing requirements are, but I do know that you have to pay like $275,000 to be listed on one of the markets and like $75,000 to be listed on the other. So some companies that don't have that type of capital to pay to be on there, they would be OTC guys. So stocks that trade on exchanges are called listed stocks, whereas stocks that trade via OTC are called unlisted stocks. Trade transactions can take place through OTC market groups, electronic market matching platforms, the OTC QX, OTC QB, and the Pink Open Market, also known as the OTC Pink or Pink Sheets. So, FINRA ran an OTC exchange known as the OTC Bulletin Board, but FINRA officially ceased operations of the OTC BB on November 8th, 2021. Fast fact. Types of OTC securities, stocks. The equities that trade via OTC are often small companies prohibited by the $295,000. I was off by a couple bucks. $295,000 cost to list on the New York Stock Exchange and up to $75,000 on the NASDAQ. Some well-known large companies are listed on the OTC markets, such as Alliance SE, BASF FC, Roche Holding, and Dannon. I don't know who any of those are, guys, but well-known large companies. Let's see. These say they're well-known. Let's see what it is. Not well enough to me. So it is a food company. Dannon. I know Dannon, like Dannon with two N's. A French multinational food product corporation based in Paris. A world-leading food company built on 4 business lines: essential dairy, plant-based products, waters, early life nutrition. Yeah, it is Dannon, like that Dannon. Huh. So who else? Who's this one? BASF, SE. Who are you? It is climate protection. The climate is changing, and so is BASF. Find out how we're transforming the future, reducing emissions, low carbon technologies, innovation for circular economy. Okay, and then who else? Allianz SE. Who do you guys think this is? I bet it's medication. Sounds like a medication, like a allergy medication. Nope, it's an international financial service provider. Aliens. Is it Aliens or Alliance? Offers worldwide products and solutions in insurance and asset management. Well, okay. I'm betting that Roche Holding Company or Holding Ag is also that. Money. But I could be wrong, guys. Is it money? A pioneer in healthcare, have been committed to improving lives since the company was founded in Brazil, Switzerland. Basel. I said Brazil. I wanted it to be Brazil so bad, but it wasn't. So, big companies like these. Bonds. Bonds do not trade on formal exchange, but banks market them through broker-dealer networks, and they're also considered OTC securities. Bonds do not trade on a formal exchange, but banks market them through broker-dealer networks. So a bond is considered OTC? Wow, I didn't know that. We just read about bonds and they didn't tell us that. Are all bonds OTC? Bonds do not trade on a formal exchange, but banks market them through broker-dealer networks, and they are also considered OTC securities. Wow, why didn't they tell us that when we read about bonds? That would have been helpful, and then we would have known what OTC was. Maybe it did tell us, but we didn't know what OTC was. That's why you have to know what OTC is. Okay, derivatives are private contract arranged by a broker and can be options, forwards, futures, or other agreements whose value is based on that of an underlying asset like a stock. Okay, ADRs, American Depository Receipts, sometimes called ADSs or bank certificates that represent a specified number of shares of a foreign stock. Foreign currency. Foreign currencies that trade on the Forex, then that's the foreign stock exchange, guys. An over-the-counter currency exchange. Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum trade on the OTC market. Oh, anything is OTC. So that guy could have been trading bonds or cryptocurrency when he said that a lot of his was OTC. The OTC market groups operate some of the most well-known networks, such as the Best Market, OTCQX, and the Venture Market, OTCQB, and the Pink Open Market. Although OTC networks are not formal exchanges such as the New York Stock Exchange, they still have eligibility requirements determined by the SEC, and that's rules, guys. So they don't have the same rules as the New York Stock Exchange, but they do have some rules. And that is most likely why people say that they're risky or you shouldn't buy OTC, because they don't have the same rules and eligibility. And the companies can't pay $295,000, which means most likely they're not as well moneyed as the ones on the New York Stock Exchange. If you don't make as much money, you might fail, right? So they're riskier. OTC is way more risky than if you bought off the New York Stock Exchange. But we know, guys, that risk increases profit sometimes. You have to take a risk if you want to you got to risk it to get the biscuit, right? And that means you have to have good risk management. So this one, OTCQC, which they call the Best Market, the OTCQX does not list the stocks that sell for less than $5, known as penny stocks, shell companies, or companies going through bankruptcy. The OTCQX includes only 4% of all OTC stocks traded and requires the highest reporting standards and strictest oversight by the SEC. So this, guys, the QX, that's like the big boy. It includes foreign companies that list on foreign exchanges and some U.S. companies that plan to list on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ in the future. The OTQB is often called the Venture Market, with a concentration of developing companies that have to report their financials to the SEC and submit to some oversight. OTC Pink Sheets is the riskiest level of OTC trading, with no requirements to report financials or register with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Some legitimate companies exist on the Pink Sheets. However, there are many shell companies and companies with no actual business operations listed here. Important flash. Although NASDAQ operates as a dealer network, NASDAQ stocks are generally not classified as OTC because NASDAQ is considered a stock exchange. Pros and cons of the OTC market. Bonds, ADRs, and derivatives trade in the OTC market. However, investors face greater risk when investing in more speculative OTC securities. The filing requirements between listing platforms vary, and business financials may be hard to locate. Most financial advisors consider trading in OTC shares as a speculative undertaking. Stock trading OTC are not generally known for their large volume of trades. Lower share volume means there may not be a ready buyer when it comes time to trade shares. Also, the spread between the bid price and the asking price is usually larger, as these stocks may make volatile moves on any market or economic data. The OTC marketplace is an alternative for small companies or those who do not want to list or cannot list on the standard exchanges. Listing on a standard exchange is an expensive and time-consuming process and outside the financial capabilities of many smaller companies. Companies may also find that listing in the OTC market provides quick access to capital through the sale of shares. So the pros are, OTC provides access to securities not available on standard exchanges, such as bonds, ADRs, and derivatives. Fewer regulations on the OTC allows the entry of many companies who cannot or choose not to list on other exchanges. Through the trade of low-cost penny stocks, speculative investors can earn significant returns. The cons are, OTC stocks have less trade liquidity due to low volume, which leads to delays in finalizing the trade and wide bid-ask spreads, which means you don't really know if you buy a marketplace order what one you're going to get because the spread is so big. So less regulation leads to less available public information, the chance of outdated information, and the possibility of fraud. OTC markets are prone to make volatile moves on the release of market and economic data. So, is the OTC market safe? The OTC market is generally considered risky, with lenient reporting requirements and lower transparency associated with these securities. Many stocks that trade OTC have a lower share price and may be highly volatile. While some stocks in the OTC market are eventually listed on the major exchanges, other OTC stocks fail. As with any investment, it's important to research the stocks and companies as much as thoroughly as possible. So, what is an example of an over-the-counter market? An over-the-counter market is a market where financial securities are traded through a broker-dealer network as opposed to on a financial exchange. An over-the-counter market is not centralized and occurs between two parties, such as a trade that occurs between two individuals that buy and sell a share of a company that is not listed on an exchange. An over-the-counter market can consist of any security, such as equities, commodities, and derivatives. How does an investor buy a security on the OTC market? To buy a security on the OTC market, identify the specific security to purchase and the amount to invest. OTCQX is one of the largest and most well-respected marketplaces for OTC stocks. Most of the brokers that sell exchange-listed securities also sell OTC securities, and this can be done electronically on a broker's platform or via telephone. So, for example, E-Trade, guys, or E-Trader, not E-Trade, E-Trader or E-Trade. What is it, guys? Now I don't even know myself. I said it wrong, and now I don't know. It's E-Trade. Just trade. E-Trade. E-Trade does both. You can buy OTC and New York Stock Exchange. So there are that's a well-known official trading site, but they sell over the counter. So just places like that is what they're talking about. Most brokers sell both. So what is an over-the-counter derivative? An over-the-counter derivative is any derivative security that is traded in the OTC marketplace. A derivative is financial security whose value is determined by an underlying asset, such as a stock or a commodity. An owner of a derivative does not own the underlying asset, but in the case of certain derivatives, such as commodity futures, it is possible to take delivery of physical asset after the derivative contract expires. In addition to futures, other derivatives include forwards and swaps. And we haven't learned about futures, forwards, or swaps yet, guys. So you put those words in your memory because next week we're going to learn them. And when you hear them again, you're going to be like, yeah, I know that word. So, what is OTC markets? OTC MKTS, or OTC markets, over-the-counter markets, are markets where securities trade that are not listed on major exchanges in the U.S. OTC securities trade instead through a broker-dealer network, often because they do not meet the requirements of major exchanges. The bottom line, over-the-counter is trading securities via broker-dealer network, as opposed to on a centralized exchange like the New York Stock Exchange. Although OTC networks are not formal exchanges, they still have eligibility requirements determined by the SEC. An investor can trade stocks, bonds, derivatives, and foreign exchange currency on the OTC market. So that's it, guys. Over the counter. Broker-dealer network instead of a stock exchange like the New York Stock Exchange. So whereas a bunch of people have their stuff listed on there and you can buy from a bunch of different people, this is two people. You find a buyer, you find a dealer, and you brokerage it. And that's it. So that is OTC, guys. And then we jump over here. We're doing good time today, guys. 20 minutes down. We're going to look at the news and it's going to be a great Thursday. So Senate aims for quick passage of debt bill as X date nears. Just. People, I'm betting You guys, how do they make these mistakes on the front page of Yahoo Finance? Just 4 days are left to pass the measure and send it to Democrat President Joe Biden to sign, averting a catastrophic default. I don't know. Why Eli Lilly is now the world's most valuable drug maker. Third straight month in gains has helped it become the largest pharmaceutical company in the world by market value, surpassing Johnson & Johnson. Wow, what do they make? What is Eli Lilly? 2 areas. Which 2? Oh, the diabetes drug. Oh. They're the diabetes drug succeeded in obesity? Did they make that? Obesity drug hit makes... No. What does Eli Lilly mean? What a name. Eli Lilly. For a drug company. See what they make. Humalog. Alamata. Abemacilabib. Well, I don't... Oh, insulin. Okay, I know that one. Eli Lilly. What's their most popular drug? Trulicity for diabetes. That's why. Wow. That's crazy. Manjaro. These are all those medications that people are taking for diabetes and weight loss. Is Trulicity one of them? Ooh, 10 years of age and older with type 2 diabetes used along with diet and exercise to improve blood sugar. Trulicity is also... How do I get down? Also used to reduce the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as death, heart attack, or stroke. It's not known if it could be used in people who have had inflammation in the pancreas. I don't know. This might not be the... Is Trulicity used in weight loss? I could see... This is not indicated for weight loss. So this is the one that's for diabetes. What's that one that is weight loss? Because that one, who makes that? You got to stay on top of this stuff, guys, because if you're learning to invest, these are the type of investments that are good, because you might not agree with people taking any of this, but guess what? If you can make money off of it, it's worth it. So, which ones? What diabetes drugs were approved for weight loss? Wegovy. I never heard of Wegovy. Wegovy. Here we go, V. Could I get Manjaro? So, Ozempic. Oh, you got to take it forever? Oh. More weight loss and better blood control are seen with higher Ozempic doses. During a 40-week study, people receiving the 1 milligram Ozempic dose lost an average of 13 pounds in 40 weeks. Well, and 2 milligrams lost an average of 15 pounds in 40 weeks, guys? That's not a good deal. That's not even 1 pound a week. They say the average person that's overweight should lose 2 pounds a week healthily. If you only lose 13 pounds in 40 weeks, that's not good at all. I would rather do it without the Ozempic. Oh my. 40 weeks and all you're going to lose is 15 pounds? You better eat better and hit the gym in addition. I'll tell you that. That's crazy. I thought it worked better than that. I thought it was like a miracle drug. Like you take it and like 80 pounds, 90 pounds just fall off you. Guess there's no such thing as a miracle drug, guys. No such thing. So, obesity shot frenzy makes Eli Lilly freaking jump up. Meta debuts Quest 3 headset days before Apple's planned launch. Good job, Meta. Beat him to the punch. AI stock plays if you can't afford Nvidia. Nvidia is crazy right now, guys. Let's look at Nvidia. I got it pulled up right here for us. This will probably be the last thing we talk about. We'll leave it about 30 minutes today, guys. Just a short one. So this is Nvidia, guys. Way back here in October of 2022, it was at $112, guys. $112. Now look at this last year. Look at this. There's 2022. Look at how it went up. You tell me if you were investing that when it first went up right here, you wouldn't have wanted to invest. What about right here? You wouldn't have wanted to invest. You telling me right here you wouldn't have saw in? Because now it's right here at 401, guys. We're sitting, well, it went down a little bit, 395. But back here in 2022, at the end of 2022, it was 146, guys. It's more than doubled, right? All of these ins, guys, these are all ins and outs that people could have took. Entrances and exits into making money. These are the type of things that you have to look for and wait for and be emotionally ready for in trading, because this is it, guys. This is your entrance right here. And you could have took an exit anywhere along here for risk management. It's at its 52-week high almost. Look, it's almost there. It's crazy. It's going crazy right now because of AI. If people buy NVIDIA game cards, they have AI built into their system. I have a NVIDIA game card, and it's got AI in it. So we do our research, and we learn all of these words so that while we have a little bit of money, we can be in the market making moves like this. Because this right here is the move that helps you get the capital to make to make more bigger moves, guys, greater moves. And you have to find something like this, and that means it's not a unicorn, guys. Stocks like this go up all the time. This is just an example of one stock that has gone up, and stocks go down also. So you could buy options, you could buy a put on it and bet on the stock going down and get money off of that. You just have to stay vigilant and educated. Like I always say, guys, if you learn, you can't go wrong. You can't make mistakes if you know what you're doing. So we have to know what we're doing. Disney's going crazy too right now. So, and I don't mean crazy. What is their ticker, guys? What's Disney? Disney ticker is up a little bit right now. Let's see. Yeah, they're still up. Let's see what their 5-year is. I'm going to look at their 5-year. Man, in 2021, when everybody was locked in the house, Disney was just crazy, huh? They made the Disney. Wow. What's this? Dividends? They don't pay dividends no more? The last dividends was in 2019. I guess they stopped. All right. Well, tomorrow, guys, look, this is our portfolio. What do we have? We just have a couple items. We got some Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch. We got an Apple. Apple's went up $7 since we owned it. Today it changed by $2.50, guys. This is good. Just the paper trading. Just throw them in here so you could see the difference. Today's we've made $21.84 just today, guys. Look at this. Tomorrow, Friday, we're going to do some buying and selling on here, so make sure you have your account ready. You can open up one of these accounts for free on Investopedia.com. You just open it up. Nothing's required. You don't have to give anything but your name. It's just like open up an email account, and you can practice with crypto and stocks, and there are so much research, guys. Like, the research is insane. You could just put it in here, go to the research, and it has all the information. Where is it? Oh. I thought all I had to do was click on it. Let's look up Disney. Walt Disney Company. So you see here it has all their information, the volume, current highs, market cap, P&E or PE. It has all of more information. All of their company profile and fundamental data is located in the more info section. And then there's the learn section where you can learn all kinds of stuff. And there's a game section. Oh, we have a new No, that's not. Is that a new person? Who was at top last time? I can't remember. I think the Golden Unicorn, they're vying for #1 place. Look at this. Today's change. What this guy lose? 1, 2, that's millions. Trillion? He lost $3 trillion today? Holy cow, what'd he buy? Berkshire Hathaway? Okay, so we're going to call it a day here, guys. That is enough. It's Thursday. I thought it was Friday, so that's kind of disappointing, but it was a good learning day overall. So, not much of the news, guys, because they're still waiting on this darn debt ceiling to pass. Stocks popped to start June as debt ceiling bill passes biggest hurdle. So now it's in Senate. We'll just wait for that. And then they're going to wait on this Fed hike. Next month, the Fed should hike more, or this month even, perhaps. They're either going to hike the rate up even more or pause it and let it ride. But I think they're going to hike it up even more. So we shall see. But I will see you guys all tomorrow, same time, same place. Since it's not Friday, I'll be here tomorrow. And like I said, we will do a paper trading day where we practice some paper trading and look at some companies and look at some entrances and some exits so we can start getting all the trading knowledge we need and the practice. That's it, guys. I hope you guys had a great day. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place.